I am your brother in Christ. Welcome back to another update on the coronavirus. The way we'll be handling this is I'm going to take a look at the entire world first. Once we're done with that, I'll take a look at the United States specifically. If you're only interested in the United States, there's a timestamp in the description as well as below me. But let's go ahead and take a look at the state of the world itself. Right now we're looking at a scale. These are the infected, number of reported infected. We are still seeing an exponential scale, which is terribly scary. If I flip over to a logarithmic, we are still constantly growing. In fact, there's almost a straight line there as it is going straight up. This is very scary. Looks like we are in no way, shape, or form slowing down in any regard. If this started flattening out, meant that it's starting to recede. We're starting to get a bit of a better grasp on the situation. Right now, it is spiraling out of control. So let's go ahead and flip over to the world map and go through each nation. So taking a look at the world, unfortunately, we are seeing 92,871 infected worldwide. We are currently sitting at 3,168 dead. And fortunately, we are seeing 48,494 recovered. Unfortunately, those deaths might be skewed because China really sucks at giving us their numbers. So, starting right in here, going from most infected to lowest number of cases, at least. In South Korea, we are looking at 5,186 infected. We see 28 dead, only 30 recovered from this, still giving us a large number of infected. They're dealing with 5,128 still infected from this, and that is one staggering number. Going over to Italy next, because Europe has been hammered. So looking over at Italy, we see 2,502 confirmed cases. We have 79 deaths. We have recovered of 160. Unfortunately, that still leaves 2,263 confirmed cases. Going over to Iran, which has definitely seen a bit of a increase over the last day. We see confirmed cases of 2,336. We have 77 dead. Recovered is almost at 300, with existing cases, unfortunately, leaves 1,968. Unfortunately, they are dealing with it pretty bad there in Iran. Flashing over to Japan, we see still confirmed cases of 293. We see 6 deaths and 43 recovered, and 244 still existing with this. Going over to France, which is our next stop on this tour of coronavirus, unfortunately. We see confirmed cases of 204. We have 4 deaths now in France. 12 recovered and 188 still existing cases. After that comes Germany. They are at 196 confirmed cases. They have 0 deaths, thank God, on that one, and 16 have recovered. Existing is still 180. After that, we swing down to Spain. Spain's coming in after that with 153 cases, 0 deaths, 2 recovered, and 151 cases still remaining. These are the cases that have only been reported. If we have not received those numbers or people have not been tested, there's still a chance that these numbers are much higher than what we are currently seeing. Over to Singapore, which we were looking at their numbers. They were looking pretty good yesterday, and they still have 0 deaths there. We have 110 cases, 0 deaths. 78 have recovered, and existing cases are only 32. So they are still doing great there as far as what has been reported. Going across to the United States now, just a quick look at them. We see 109 cases. We have 9 deaths so far. Active cases is 91. So total recovered is also 9. So with that, we flash over to... We see 100 confirmed cases there. 2 deaths so far. 37 have recovered, but that still leaves 61 who are struggling with this. Going over to Switzerland now has been added to our number. I'll be doggone. They joined us now. They have 56 confirmed cases. We have 2 recovered and 54 still remaining. There are 0 deaths in Switzerland, thankfully, from this. I'm only counting any nation that's above 50 cases. Just because we start getting into nitty-gritty, and that's a lot to cover. It won't be a real quick report in that case. So down to Kuwait. Again. Oh, Kuwait. We see 56 confirmed cases, 0 deaths, 0 recovered. They are still struggling with this. They have not had anyone get to the end of this yet. Unfortunately, that sucks. After Kuwait is the United Kingdom. They have now joined us. Having now 51 cases. They're just over the 50 mark. We have 0 deaths, 8 recovered, and 43 still pre-existing cases, which they're struggling with. Okay. That was an overview of the world as far as where it stays currently. I'm going to do a bit more detail of the United States at this point. So let's see where we're seeing the most cases. Most of them seem to be in Washington. Got quite a few there so far. We have 6 deaths there, 1 death there. And I know that I think this was a nursing home that they caught it there, and that's where we get our 6 deaths from. We do have 1 recovered there, so that's at least something. But unfortunately, this does not break it down by state. So we see a lot in California there. A little down in Phoenix. In fact, this other case here is brand new. I didn't see that one before. We see a little down in Florida. 1 down in Texas. We flip over to just the still existing cases. So we still have 1 down in Texas. Florida's got some. Georgia's got a little bit. Ooh. North Carolina's dealing with 1 at least. New York. We've got this section up here that's now getting a little bit. Chicago's still dealing with it here. They've been off and on with that. They had 2 cases, thought they got them all and they recovered. Now they've got 2 more cases on top of that. That's where we stand currently as the United States. I will cover more as this continues. Thank you guys so much for joining us. God be with us all.